Sunday is today, and it's 3 o'clock, so it's time for the J. Cole Show. I'm your host, Jasmine Coleman. We're here on 1100 AM KFNX. Why don't you go ahead and give us a call today, 602-277-5369. And the website is www.1100kfnx.com. Toll free 1-866-536-1100. And today's show is sponsored by Allstate, Catherine Hernandez Agency, Entertainment, and I'm here. And me, yours truly, Jasmine Coleman. And you know what? You can go ahead and reach me at MSJAYECOLE J. Cole, the Facebook page. And you can just hit me up on Jasmine Coleman as well if you can't find the other one. So I am here. I'm excited today. It started off great and it's going to end great. And today we have special guests. We have two, actually. We have Mr. Nathan Santiago of the Air Force. I just want to say hello. And thank you. Thank you for your service. And thank you for the troops of all military. And I just want to welcome you to the show.
And thank you very much. I appreciate you having me.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I think I reached my quota of that word today. Anyways, we are going to just recap some stuff that's gone on. Last week, I want to recap that we had the war on drugs. And I want to give a shout out to Tom Fay of Carla Vista Sober Living. Tom was here last week and he talked about his transition from drugs and to being a member of the Sober Living House, and now he is a owner. And he owns Sober Living, and his walk and his testimony was just awesome. And it talked about how he, it talked about how he has helped so many people. He has 11 different locations in 6 different states. And so far from the show last week and from what we talked about in the transition from his personal walk and his testimony, just from last week, just the story from last week, we saved about 5 lives. So 5 people reached out from that.
It's incredible, right?
Yes, that is very incredible. And I was glad to hear it. And, you know, it really touched me personally. We talked about addictions and not just drug addiction, but all kinds of addictions and where that can lead you to and,
right.
You know, just recovery. So, and to me, the fact that he, instead of falling off, you know, he took all of those weaknesses and he turned them into strengths.
Yeah.
And he was able to, you know, take his personal strength and everything that he did, you know, to lift people up and to save others.
Yeah, I think that's real success when you can fall and fail, but, you know, look at that and say, how do I apply that to help someone else? You know, and then that's real. That's a connection. And it's a testament. I mean, you see it in the numbers that you said that one story, say what, 5 you said?
So far.
That's incredible.
Yeah. And that's just 5 we know of, not, you know, the ones
how many more? Yeah.
Right. How many more really took that and listened to it and took it with them, and, you know, and it's in them. It's instilled into their spirits, into their hearts that, okay, you know, I can go find help, or I can help somebody else. I know somebody that, you know, may benefit from this.
Right.
Oh, what is it? Sober Living? Let me look it up. So, Tom, I appreciate you, and I appreciate the time that you spent with us. And man, it still touches me to just even think back on how awesome the show was last week.
That's powerful stuff. Yeah.
So anybody, if you're listening, if you want to reach out to Sober Living, go on Facebook and reach out. So also, I want to go forward with, if you follow me on Facebook, I made an announcement, and I am running for Miss Glendale. Actually, I am Miss Glendale, United States of America, and I will be running for Miss Arizona, United States of America.
At it again.
At it again. And the pageant is on November 24th.
You ready?
I think so. I think so. It's a big commitment.
You're a veteran. You're a seasoned veteran with that, though. You're ready.
I'm a seasoned veteran.
Yeah, right?
Okay. Yes. Speaking of seasoned veterans and being prepared and commitments and being ready and everything like
Segue.
that. Moving right along. We're going to talk about you.
Okay.
Okay. And before that, let me just pull up a couple of things here. Well, introduce yourself.
Yeah, for everybody listening, my name is Nathan. I'm a Master Sergeant in the United States Air Force, active duty. I'm coming up on 17 years. Currently stationed at Luke Air Force Base, and it's my first time on the air, so this is fun. Having a good time.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Okay, I lost all my notes. So, you're in the Air Force, and you were in there for how long? Say it again.
Coming up on 17 years.
17 years. That is a long time.
Yeah, and I still got a little room to run too, so we'll see how long.
You still got some more in you?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, and that, when we're talking about commitment, that is a commitment because your job is a big job. You're protecting all of us, and it's not like one of those things where, okay, I'm gonna go to work from 9 to 5. My day is over. My work is done.
Yeah.
It's a 24/7. It's a commitment.
It really is. And I think one thing that I kind of sometimes it gets lost on me is how other people view it, and it's really humbling when you meet people and they talk to you about it because, I see it as a way to take care of my family. I see it as a way to provide, and I see it as a means to serve. And sometimes I don't see it as such a big thing because I've been doing it for so long that. I think anybody that, you have loved ones or you have goals or, aspirations that, you make those commitments and you stick by them and you work them. And I forget sometimes that there's that other part. There's that part where, the service calls you to do something else. But primarily, I've always viewed it as, hey, I got a job just like everybody else.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. So what made you decide that this was the career path you wanted to take?
Oh, man. So why I came in or why I decided the career to stay?
Why you came in?
Okay.
First.
Okay. I wish I had like a really patriotic, awesome story. But to be honest, I think I was just, I was a young man and originally from St. Louis, Missouri. And I was just working construction by day and playing guitar by night. And I ended up having a son really early in my life. And I wanted more for him than just what I could offer in that moment. And so I started looking into what options did I really have? What options do I really have to take care of my son the way that I wanted to?
Yeah.
And to be perfectly honest, joining the Air Force made a lot of sense. It made a lot of sense because it took me into an environment where it was going to push me, challenge me, give me a tremendous amount of opportunities. So that's why I joined. But why I stayed was after, serving just a couple of years, you really get to be a part of a team that's serving a larger cause. You get a chance to be around amazing people. That's one thing that's awesome is that, we take for granted that I could have lived and died in the same 100-mile circle and never met half of the people that I got a chance to meet from all the walks of life and gain those experiences. So it's really humbling to serve with just amazing people. And then you get an opportunity to go actually be called and to serve. And you see things that change you and you see things that drive a commitment in you. And you feel like, because you've experienced that, because you now know what that is, you want to stay and you want to serve and you want to do your best. So why I joined and why I stayed, it became a little bit different, but the Air Force has been really good to me. The military in general has a lot of great programs to, push you to become something different. And that something different isn't necessarily you lose your identity. It just becomes, you need to be a better version of who you were.
Okay. Yes, living your greatest version.
Yeah,
I like that. And one thing that you said was you met so many different people.
Yeah.
What was one influential person that you met?
Oh my goodness. Every assignment has one or two folks that'll just kind of stand out and really be the person that makes you say, wow. But the first person that really made me question, am I giving enough? Am I doing enough as a dad, as a husband, as a father, as a, airman, whatever, was this guy named Ryan Bloom. So Ryan Bloom, if you're out there and you hear it, he was my first supervisor. I was a senior airman, turned to be a staff sergeant. He was a tech sergeant. And he was just one of those guys that like everything he did was 100% committed. Like the way he walked through the building, he was committed to get to the coffee pot. He was just that guy, you know,
to that coffee pot.
And, yeah, that was life or death, but he did things with a purpose and he cared. And it was that constant care that made you say, wow, I want to be like that.
That's awesome. So that's really good when you can be influenced by a person and a purpose.
Right.
And so, I understand that. And when we come back, we're going to get into purpose and living your greatest version and your why of being in the
sounds good.
The Air Force.
Okay.
So thank you. We'll be back.
Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX.
Miss J. Cole is bringing you the best in the fashion and entertainment industry. Sundays from 3 to 4 p.m. Join Miss Cole Experience as she introduces new and upcoming artists, designers, and models. Sponsored by Entertainment Network. You can find us at entertainmentnetwork.com. Tune in Sundays from 3 to 4 p.m. on Independent Talk Radio at 1100 KFNX.
Do you have IRS tax problems? Are they keeping you up at night? If your tax problems are affecting your family life, you need to know you have options. Call Ted Watkins, enrolled agent before IRS, the tax expert who will handle your case. We negotiate settlements with the IRS, the Arizona Department of Revenue, as well as prepare past due tax returns. Call us at 602-363-1952 or 602-418-7308.
Newsflash, never be fat or smoke again. Break any habit or addiction in as few as 3 to 7 days. No withdrawal. Yes, you heard me right. No matter if you're 40 pounds or 140 pounds overweight, smoke 1 pack or 4 packs a day. You will be free. Call our information line at 623-266-1392 for free consultation. Your habit or addictive behaviors now can be a thing of the past. Call Hypnotic One at 623-266-1392. Now you take control of your life instead of being controlled by life. Call now, Hypnotic One at 623-266-1392.
If you're looking for the freshest seafood at the Valley's oldest and best-loved seafood restaurants, it has to be the Blue Water Grill. Voted the Valley's #1 seafood restaurant, experience their fabulous menu of fish, or enjoy their sushi and oyster bar. Experience the Blue Water's great dining and friendly staff, and dine inside or on their patio. The Blue Water Grill on Camelback Road and the 51 Highway. Come in and get hooked. Open Monday through Sunday for lunch, happy hour, and dinner. Call for reservations at 602-277-3474.
Get the latest in real estate news from across the valley.
Shaken, not stirred, with a dash of anything goes.
It's all on The Real Estate Show featuring the Elton Brothers on KFNX.
Tune in Thursdays at 3 p.m. on Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX.
Listen to the Healthy Habit Radio Show, Arizona's original wellness radio talk show featuring the latest breakthroughs in the world of integrative and functional medicine and natural wellness, sponsored by Healthy Habit Health Foods. Join us Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. here on Independent Talk 1100.
If you missed the Lars Larson Show, you missed this.
Should cities ban RV camping in neighborhoods that brings crime and drugs and violence? I'm not talking about you when you bring your motorhome out of storage and you park it in front of the house and get it all cleaned up for the summer travel season. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the people who use these as temporary homes and unfortunately as temporary centers for crime.
Stay up late. Lars Larson, Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX. No fake news. Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX.
Hello, welcome back. Thank you for sticking with us today. You are appreciated. And we're back, 1100 KFNX. And the phone number is 602-277-5365. This show is brought to you by Allstate, Catherine Hernandez Agency, Entertainment, and I'm your host, Miss J. Cole, Jasmine Coleman here, and we're just here. right?
We're here.
We're here hanging out. And we are hanging out. And once again, I have Mr. Santiago here from the Air Force.
That's right.
Talking to us about his journey. And Master Sergeant Nathan A. Santiago is the acting assistant flight chief for the United States Air Force, the largest aerospace ground equipment flight. Currently stationed at Luke Air Force Base, Arizona, he leads 189 total force personnel, oversees 3 facilities containing 1,641. That's a long number. Equipment assets valued at $47 million and facilitates tactical and strategic level support for the world's most advanced combat pilot training mission. That's a lot.
That's a lot. You got through that well.
Thank you.
That's a lot.
Oh my goodness. Whew. So tell me about all this.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot, but like, to be perfectly honest, I just I'm in charge or oversee a lot of maintenance operations that support flying operations for the F-35 and F-16 pilot training right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot too.
That's a lot
You
too.
got through that in one thing, one go round. So your why. Now I understand, what led you to be in the Air Force and why you decided to stay. And why do you continue to go? What is, everybody has a why and what motivates them to continue on their journey and whatever it is they're going to do in life. So what is it? What is that motivating factor?
What is that motivator? Yeah, I think, there's different areas or different, times in my life where my why has changed. But one consistent theme that is kind of deepened is, the first time I got deployed, I didn't know really I didn't know what to expect, but you don't until you get there. I got deployed, I served, and then I came back, and then I get deployed and I serve, and you go through this rhythm. But every time you go over and you serve, you see things that really change you. You see things that really change you, and it humbles you. It opens your eyes. And when you come back home, the things you appreciate and the things you see inside of the country, you're extremely grateful for. And, there's been times where, whatever might be said on the news or the media or, whatever the mainstream, you see something different because you were there and you see the impact that was made at home and abroad. And you see the life that we have, and, it's good. We got some good people in this country. We got some good things here. And, it's that I'll serve for that. I'm good for that. I've seen where, I was in Afghanistan and a young kid was, he couldn't have been more than 7. And he was shepherding his sister and his little brother they were in rags, and, they were begging for food at the fence. And so you throw them food over, and then they pretend to shoot you with sticks. And, but I come home and my kids are warm in their beds. They go to a good school. They've never had to see that type of suffering. And there's things in this world that I don't want for anybody. And, to live in the life that we have in the country, I'm extremely grateful for, and I'll serve for that. And so my why is the fact that, I live in a country that has a tremendous amount of opportunities and a tremendous amount of success for people that is worth serving for.
Amazing. And a lot of us take that for granted. A lot of us just take this country for granted. Well,
I did too, because what do you have to bounce it against unless you get a chance to go see something else? And it's like with anything, you could have a favorite whatever and think that's the greatest thing. But if you haven't been exposed to something that challenges that idea, how do you really know?
Right.
And so for me, when I did go to Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, Turkey, Kuwait, Qatar, Oman, wherever, or even, Ireland, England, Germany, just whatever the case may be, you see things that are good. You see things that are the good, the bad, the ugly, and it helps you frame a really good perspective that you didn't have before, that you're inherently grateful for too. It changes you.
Yes. So how you mentioned a whole lot of countries.
Yeah.
A whole lot. So I was going to ask you how many countries you've been to.
Oh, geez. Let's see. Well, let's run through the list. I said Germany. England, Ireland, Italy, Kuwait, Qatar, Oman, Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Kyrgyzstan, and Turkey.
That reminds me of Carmen Sandiego. Have you
Right.
heard of Carmen Sandiego?
They could
She's been
replace her
all
with-
around the
They
world.
could replace it with Nathan Santiago, and they wouldn't know.
Right. Where in the world is Nathan Santiago?
Yeah. Right. Just wait.
Yeah.
Just wait and I'll move.
Yes. That's a lot. And so, how many tours have you been on?
So I've done 5 tours that actually were deployed tours to an operational theater. That's where you get attached to a mission set and you get deployed out to facilitate an operation. So 5 different times.
Okay. All right. And if a teenager coming out of high school wanted to know the benefits of joining the Air Force, what would you say?
Ooh, man, it's kind of hard to sum up because there's so much there. But I would say the benefits of joining the Air Force is it's going to put you in an environment that's going to challenge your ideals and your thoughts to make you question and strive for something better. And you will definitely leave a better person than what you showed up with. There's a lot of education opportunities, there's a lot of development opportunities, but there's a lot of, like I said, like some of the biggest lessons that I've learned just came from meeting some amazing people from other parts of the country that I never would have got a chance to meet. And it changes you.
Wow.
So I would say that if you go there with any preconceived notions, kind of don't, and just realize that you're going to be challenged to grow in a mental, social, spiritual, and physical capacity, and it's gonna make you better.
Okay. All right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I wanted to when I was coming out of high school, I wanted to go into the Air Force.
Oh, really?
Believe it or not. Yes, my dad was in the Air Force.
Oh, yeah.
So he was in the Air Force. He was out by the time I realized he was in the Air Force because it would all happen when I was a baby.
Right.
But he was in the Air Force and he was a sergeant.
Nice.
So I used to always want to be like my dad. So I wanted to do computers like my dad. I just want to do everything like my dad at one point. So I wanted to go into the Air Force, but I did not. They came to my house and they talked to me
They
about
tried
a few
to pick
things.
you up, huh?
Man, because I had signed up.
Right.
But I shouldn't say that. I'm going to say it. But I had low self-esteem, so I was really big.
Right.
I'm like, you're going to make me do what? Oh, no, I'm not doing all that training and stuff. So I didn't go.
But you know what's crazy? You went to something that demanded more training. Like you went to like the pageant where you have to like constantly be training for something, right?
Yeah, now as an adult, I'm in the pageant world and I have a trainer.
Right.
And she is awesome. And, so I'm, training and running and doing all the stuff now.
Traded one regiment for another.
One regiment for another.
There you
So, shout out to my trainer, Bernita. I appreciate you. But so now she's been, I guess you call her my drill sergeant. So I just this is amazing.
I'm glad.
I'm glad to
this is
sit
working
here and
out.
talk to you. It's meeting you is inspirational to me.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Because we were sharing stories earlier before this started, and I thought the same thing. It's like, wow, here's a lady that's constantly working, striving, got kids, doing a lot of amazing things. And you're just hearing your story it just was the same thing. It's like, wow, here's a person that's really working hard, and it's inspiring.
And in a few minutes, we're gonna talk about some more stuff. And one thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in your wife.
Then you're gonna get the truth right there.
Yes, we're going to bring in Kathy herself, and Kathy of Allstate. And we're also going to bring in Andrew, and he is the owner of MM Entertainment Networks, and he's going to come and sit in and hang out with us as well. And we're also going to talk about a couple of things that we have going on. This is Diabetes Month, Diabetes Awareness Month. So we'll be back.
The whistleblower who triggered the impeachment inquiry is willing to answer written questions directly from Republicans on the House Intelligence Committee. That's according to the attorney for the official. Democratic Congressman Steny Hoyer of Maryland tells CBS's Face the Nation that the president must be held accountable for his dealings with Ukraine.
80% of the American people thinks it was wrong for the president of the United States to be withholding dollars appropriated by the Congress for Ukraine's defense, and in effect saying, you can't get a meeting with me in the White House unless you undertake an investigation.
As California continues to battle a wildfire outbreak, Governor Gavin Newsom says the federal government has been providing aid.
His administration, his staff has been extraordinarily helpful. FEMA has not played any politics. His national security / homeland security director has been incredibly helpful.
I'm Ann Cates.
From the KFNX WeatherBug Weather Center. For this afternoon, we'll have an abundance of sunshine, high temperature 86. Clear tonight, low 58. Monday, sunny, high 86. Clear Monday night, low 58. Tuesday, sunny, high 88. I'm meteorologist Jim Rinaldi from the KFNX WeatherBug Weather Center.
Currently in downtown Phoenix, it's 83 degrees.
Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX.
Miss J. Cole is bringing you the best in the fashion and entertainment industry. Sundays from 3 to 4 p.m. Join Miss Cole Experience as she introduces new and upcoming artists, designers, and models. Sponsored by Entertainment Network. You can find us at entertainmentnetwork.com. Tune in Sundays from 3 to 4 p.m. on Independent Talk Radio at 1100 KFNX.
Good times, good friends, and cold drinks, and that's what it's all about. Arena Sports Grill at 64th Street in Bell has been North Scottsdale's friendliest sports bar since 1998. There is always something going on in Arena. Taco Tuesdays with a pool tournament starting at 7 p.m., Wine Wednesdays, half-off bottle of wine and $11 one-topping pizzas, all-you-can-eat fish fry Fridays, and the best prime rib dinner with all the fixins on Saturdays. It's Arena Sports Grill. Food, sports, games, and fun.
Did you know azbigmedia.com was named the website every Arizonan should know? For more than 30 years, AZ Big Media has brought readers the state's most compelling business and lifestyle news through newsletters and award-winning publications such as Arizona Business and Ranking Arizona Magazine. Stay informed with all your business, real estate, travel, and lifestyle news at azbigmedia.com. See why BuzzFeed named azbigmedia.com one of the top websites in Arizona. Visit azbigmedia.com today.
Interest rates are still low. Refinance today and pay off credit card debt, car and home improvement loans, or even cash out. Credit scores down to 500 accepted with no lender fees. Call Mark Field, Arizona Mortgage Loan Originator of the Year at 602-241-2500. That's 602-241-2500. NMLS 965030. Barrett Financial Group. NMLS 181106. AZMD 0904774. Equal housing lender.
Did you know azbigmedia.com was named the website every Arizonan should know? For more than 30 years, AZ Big Media has brought readers the state's most compelling business and lifestyle news through newsletters and award-winning publications such as Arizona Business and Ranking Arizona Magazine. Stay informed with all your business, real estate, travel, and lifestyle news at azbigmedia.com. See why BuzzFeed named azbigmedia.com one of the top websites in Arizona. Visit azbigmedia.com today.
News you won't get anywhere else. Independent Talk 1100 KFNX.
And we're back. Hey. This is the J. Cole Show on 1100 KFNX. Give us a call, 602-277-5369. Visit our website, www.1100kfnx.com. This is Jasmine Coleman. You can find me on Facebook under Miss J. Cole or Jasmine Coleman herself. And this show is brought to you by Allstate, the Catherine Hernandez Agency, which this lovely lady is sitting right here with us today. How are you?
Hi there. I'm good.
Great. We also have Nathan Santiago, and we have
Andrew.
Andrew. You guys, I just drew a whole blank. I'm looking. I know your name.
It's all good. No,
Andrew of Entertainment. Appreciate you.
yeah. Hey, no problem. We're just we're here trying to make a good show.
I don't know where that blank came from. I'm sorry about
That's
that.
okay. No, it's been a long day for everybody, I think.
Long day. Got up early.
Yeah.
Shoots all day long. Photo shoots all morning, and now we're here.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just wanted to say, Nathan, that was a great, story that you had and everything. I wanted to thank you, and I want to thank all the troops out there for all the time they served in the military. Yeah, thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Got it.
So, yeah.
All right, so we're going to talk to Catherine here, and of Allstate. I want you to tell everybody who you are, how you doing, and what you do.
Hello. So I am the lucky woman who gets to be married to this man on my left.
Oh, look out.
But I'm not only am I a proud military spouse, but I am a proud business owner as well. October 1st last year, my sister and I decided to take the leap into business ownership, and we purchased an Allstate agency where I don't think that we necessarily thought that would be what we were doing in our life. But then really looking back at it, I mean, my sister has 20 plus years insurance experience, whether it be claims or, regular, property and casualty. And then for myself, I said, wow, 14 years. I've been doing that exciting job for 14 years. So people call me the insurance nerd because I tend to know just like all the ins and outs about it. But basically, every insurance company is the same, but they're not the same. Being locally owned and family-run business, we take pride in educating the consumer on exactly what insurance is and how it works and covers you, because we often see people who we care about and hear horror stories of how there's gaps in the knowledge of what it is or isn't, and it's causing lawsuits. We want to help keep the lawyers off of your back and really truly protect your assets and your family.
Well, if anybody needed like those kind of services, how would they be able to get a hold of you?
So they can always call the agency. Like I said, we're old school. We pick up the phone. You're not going to call me and get prompt 1, 2, and 3.
Good.
You're going to get myself. Yeah.
Stand that.
Yeah, I always hang up.
Yeah, the
It's
robot.
over in like 3 seconds.
Yeah, you're not going to
Press
get that.
1 for customer service.
You're going to get myself or one of my amazing agents are
there.
there. Exactly. So you call our phone number is 602-904-6363. We are Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. And we're located in Avondale.
Nice.
So we're just off of 103rd Avenue in Indian School, right next to some amazing Mexican food places. So you can get your insurance quotes and amazing tacos. I don't know what better way to live in.
Yes.
That's the whole deal right there.
Insurance and tacos.
Yeah, and then of
Insurance
course you
and
can
tacos.
search.
That's a great business right there. Insurance and tacos.
We should really
It's
get
almost
free
like the
tacos.
next joint venture you need to do.
That could be a new song.
Patent pending.
Yeah, but like I said, we prefer phone call. We want to build that relationship with people. We want to hear.
Okay.
You know,
And what all use life insurance, car insurance,
yeah, we
business?
do auto, home, life, business.
Travel.
Yeah, Mexican insurance. Going into Mexico, you definitely need a specific policy for that.
I've never heard of Mexican insurance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because American companies won't cover once you pass that border. So we take care of that. And, we're kind of, in the next year or so, we'll be doing some Medicare, things like that. So we're going to be branching out. Like, we love to learn and be able to offer our customers just more than the average
You know what's
company.
crazy too is one thing, like being married to her, I see things like from the outside looking in. And one thing I noticed that they do at the agency that I've never seen anybody else do is like a season will come up, like it goes from, summer to spring or whatever, or summer to fall, and they'll be calling like, hey, do you still want this RV active, or do you want it to be garage policy? And actively
We
really,
actually call you.
They know their customers to the point to where they're calling them on when it would be beneficial for them to change their policies, and they care. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, we like to be relational based.
That's really good, because people like me, I'll pay I'll pay for it and just keep going. And that's good that you'll say, hey, it's wintertime. Are you really gonna need this? You should do this instead.
Oh yeah.
I
save people a lot of money.
Yeah, save some money. So that is awesome. Again, because I'll just let it go. And there's companies that are just gonna take your money, right?
Yep.
So
yeah. I mean, we all have a job to do. We all got to get paid, but at the end of the day, we want to be relational and we want to educate the consumer on what they're putting their money into.
Yes.
So that's important for us.
And business wise, the relationship is what grows the business.
Mm-hmm.
Being relational is what takes you from just a business to a business. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
yeah.
it takes you from, okay, I'm doing this over here to I'm taking care of my customer, and my customer knows that I'm being, my customer knows that I'm taking care of them.
Right. Yeah. We have a lot of loyal customers that we are so thankful for.
It's all about quality.
It is
All
about quality, not quantity, people.
Mhm.
It's quality.
Like my mom says, not all dish soap is the same.
Yeah.
Yes.
She only buys Dawn.
I want to high five her. I don't know where you are, but that's for you. Yes, I get it. I understand. So military wife and husband and everything all in between. How long have you guys been married?
We've been married now. We just celebrated our 2nd year anniversary.
Yes. We've been together for 3 years.
Yep.
And married 2.
And she came out of the gate swinging because as soon as we got married, I got popped for a 1-year remote to Turkey on the border of Turkey and Syria to support Operation Inherent Resolve.
Oh,
so she stepped up to the plate and did amazing. I mean, it was I couldn't think of a harder task to begin our relationship, but it definitely grew us in a way that there's no other way we could have grown like that.
Yeah, being a part like that. I think I remember the call when he first called me and said, I don't know all the terminology. I was we're both remarried to each other. We both have kids from previous marriages. And when he said, I got an assignment, I'm like, oh, like a paper assignment to turn in.
It's due on Tuesday.
Yeah. And he said, no, I have to leave. And so I'm thinking, okay, I know there's a base in Las Vegas. I know there's a base in Florida. And he's like, to Turkey for 12 months. And I'm like, still, Turkey. So I look it up and my heart sunk.
Yeah.
To be literally across the world for a year. And then we have kids. We're a blended family with 5 children.
Yeah.
And that starts to set in because at that time he had his children full time. So it's like now they have to move out of state and
so the domino effect of
it is a
all
domino
the things
effect.
that have to happen in order to get over there and come back successfully. So it was pretty rough. Rough but good. I mean, we definitely did well.
I think that if he wasn't so big on mental health and knowing what to do, he's really good with that stuff, talking to the kids, walking me through, it would have been harder for us, but a 12-month to not,
to not be prepared on my part would have been a complete failure. I mean, it's my obligation to make sure everybody's prepared and set up for that success because it's not, that's one thing people forget, that the military member is not the only one serving. It's your family serves right alongside with you. Every assignment you go to, every relocation, every type of thing, they're sharing in that with you. And you're in uniform and you get the thanks for your service, but they're standing right next to you and sometimes they don't. So it's
you guys are both troopers.
Yeah, I think anybody that's gone through that absolutely has definitely had to shoulder a burden that's difficult. But if you do it right, if you prepare and you're honest and you're open and you communicate, you get through it. You definitely get through it.
Yeah, and for me, I think that I'm blessed to have been pursuing my business in that moment because it kept me going.
Mm-hmm.
I had to get certain licensing done on a time frame. I had to, be sent to Allstate University to do these things. Without that push that I have to do this, I don't know. I could have easily fell into maybe some darker times not having that push. So I'm glad that I did that too.
Couple breakdown moments.
Yes, I'm glad that you said that. When we come back, I have a little personal story about one of my friends that has kind of gone through the same thing that you've gone through and has been successful. So we will return in a few minutes. Don't go away.
Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX.
Miss J. Cole is bringing you the best in the fashion and entertainment industry. Sundays from 3 to 4 p.m. Join Miss Cole Experience as she introduces new and upcoming artists, designers, and models. Sponsored by Entertainment Network. You can find us at entertainmentnetwork.com. Tune in Sundays from 3 to 4 p.m. on Independent Talk Radio at 1100 KFNX.
And now, a Networking Arizona moment with Carol Blonder.
Hey, Michael, I hear it's a great time of year for the seniors out there. What time of year is it?
Carol, I'm glad you asked that. It's Medicare season. That means it's annual enrollment for everyone on Medicare, and there's a lot to choose from this year.
I understand that you're a free service for people out there. How can they take advantage of that?
Carol, we are a free service because we work for the seniors. We actually help to educate you on the plans that are available so you can make the right choice for next year's plan. We have the answers to people's questions about Medicare. Don't wait, because annual enrollment is going to end December 7th. So let's evaluate your plan to make sure you're on the right one for next year.
Check him out on his website. It's tapestryinsuranceGroup.com. Give him a call at 602-541-7656. This is a free service to the families out there. So give him a call at 602-541-7656.
The following is an excerpt from Dead Doctors Don't Lie.
What's the first thing a good farmer puts out for his livestock on the pasture? A salt block or a salt lick, isn't it? And there's nobody out in the pasture telling a cow she's limited to one lick a day, is there? No, I refuse to believe that my human patients are dumber than a cow or a goat or something like that. And so I say, go ahead and salt your food to taste. Well, how do I know if it's too much? Well, it'll taste salty. July 1997, presentation at the American Heart Association's annual meeting in Portland, Oregon. Doctors lack proof that too much salt is unhealthful. After years of telling healthy people that too much salt isn't good for them, researchers still don't have solid evidence to back up that claim. The people who limited their salt intake to 1,000 milligrams or 1 gram a day, like their doctors wanted them to do, had 600% more, or 6 times more heart attacks than those who defied their doctors and consumed more than double.
Dr. Wallach will be in Yuma November 7th at 6 p.m., Lake Havasu November 8th at 6 p.m., November 9th in Sun City at 10 a.m., then Phoenix at 6 p.m. Get tickets at wallachseminars.com or call 844-925-5224. That's 844-925-5224.
If you own rental properties anywhere in the valley, Denali Real Estate can provide you with the best overall value, guaranteed. Denali Real Estate Property Management offers 6% management fee, no startup fees, no long-term contracts, and a money-back guarantee. Mention KFNX and we'll fill your first vacant property for free. Please call 480-626-4062. That's 480-626-4062 or visit our website, DenaliArizona.com.
The true voice of Arizona. Independent Talk 1100 KFNX.
Hello, hello. We're back
Hey,
again.
hey.
Yes, this is the J. Cole Show. I'm your host, Jasmine Coleman, and on 1100 KFNX. We're sitting here with Kathy Hernandez from the Allstate Kathy Hernandez Agency.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to thank you one more time for hanging out with us.
No, thank you guys.
And thank you. So, to get a hold of you one more time.
Yes. So, again, the agency's phone number is 602-904-6363. We do have an active Facebook page. It's a Kathy Hernandez Allstate Agency. And then my email is kathy.hernandez@allstate.com.
Kathy Hernandez at allstate.com.
Yes.
All right. So one thing you were talking about before we broke, for our last break, was how you, while he was gone for a year and you had to push through, and how you had this business kind of kept you going. It kept you motivated.
Yes,
it kept you busy.
It did.
To where the focus, I mean, you had your time where the focus was, he's not here, but you had family and everything else to focus on too.
Yes.
And I had a friend whose husband just came back. Probably he's been here about a month or two. So I actually was able to watch that. I was on the outside,
Yeah.
that supportive line
Yeah.
to where she needed that support, to where, she started a business and it's taken off. She's pushed that business and that kept her busy. She actually, she did the pageant last year too. So
Oh,
she's
that's
the
awesome.
ambassador of Arizona International, and, just her journey and her story. So I kind of understand what you're saying. I kind of
Right.
understand the relationship and being mentally prepared, because he's home now with her, and it seems like he never left, but at the same time, it's kind of like, I'm glad that you're here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
so I've seen that in the pride and everything that she has into that, and they're just a wonderful team. And I see that same unity with you guys, and I think that that's one thing that keeps you together as a couple, and it keeps you motivated. And you got into mental health, and I looked at your accomplishments in your classes and everything like that. And so I also heard you do some life coaching too.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, you'd have to avoid personal development in the military. You would literally, I mean, if you serve, there's things that they make mandatory for you to take so many classes or something. And then also you're constantly getting people underneath you to lead and to mentor. And so coaching just became like a natural outlet for me. And plus I've had the unfortunate experience of losing 2 or 3 airmen, 3 airmen total now to suicide. And, mental health is a real thing. And it's something that we need to take serious, not only in the, civilian community, but the military community as well. So I went to the Air Warfare College and I graduated the Master Resiliency Training, which they talked about, being resilient and how do we weather storms and how do we bounce back and become an effective person in a full spectrum. Then I went on to get my life coaching certification through the ICF, which is the International Coaching Federation, and then just finished up my bachelor's in psychology through Liberty University. So trying to put that full spectrum approach there. And then, Kathy and I were big believers. We believe in our faith. We're big Christians, and having faith in a higher power really has transformed us in a lot of different ways that it doesn't. But, support's a real thing. Support is a real thing to make people better. And I think there's a lot of times people will fixate on the problem and they won't take any of the opportunities for the outlets, and to take those outlets seriously, that people want to help. People are there. They want to see you get better. They want to see you improve, as that isolation, like we were talking about, when you guys had the friend and you had the things that are inside your span of control, you had something you could work on and do. Right. Sometimes people fix on the problem and they forget what they can do. Mm-hmm. So do you
maybe have any words for the veterans out there right now that might be going through those problems?
Yeah, absolutely. If for all the veterans or anyone, I mean, that might be going through something where they're suicidal and experiencing that type of pain, there are people that love you and there are people that want to be there with you and to assist you. And you're not isolated. You're not isolated because we care, whether you know it or not. People care, and they'd be willing to help and walk you through it. And just keep making noise. Don't stop making noise. Don't pull that back to where you're the only person dealing with it. Just keep making noise, because somebody will listen,
So for people that actually might want to join the military soon, do you have any tips for them? Like first going in, boot camp and all that stuff?
Yeah, so boot camp's going to be interesting. Get ready from everything to, showering and uncomfortable situations and, the gas chamber is always fun, and wearing short shorts when you run. So eating food in an incredibly fast pace. I would just say just have no preconceived notions and just go in there to have a good time and learn as much as possible.
I heard about the gas chamber. They really put you in there?
Yeah, you get gassed. So,
yes,
yeah.
I heard about that. So my first husband, I've had a couple. Sorry. But my first marriage, he was went to military training.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was gone for a minute, but he told me about that. And yeah, he would show me videos.
Looking back, it's more of like the fear and the anticipation of it happening is worse than it actually happening. Like when just imagine like a bee sting in your entire orifice of every single one of your face, like just the eyes.
That just sounds like a pleasant time.
Right there. But it goes away. So I mean,
it goes away eventually.
But it's actually pretty. I mean, it's pretty comical too. Like when the effects are coming off of you, you're kind of laughing. Everybody else coming out. So it's
laughing. I think laughter. I don't know.
I've
met quite a few
camaraderie.
military men now, being married to him, and they're all funny. They all have sense of humors.
Well, you have to, because if
Yeah.
not, you would die. I mean, there's no. I'm just playing.
Yeah.
No, you gotta have a good sense of
you have
humor.
to look at the lightest parts
Laughter
of things.
heals.
It does.
Yes, it
It
does.
really does.
Yeah.
That's really great. I really want to thank you for all the service that you put into the military and serving for America.
Well, thank you. It means a
Yeah.
lot. I appreciate, like I said, just having the opportunity to do this was really humbling and just awesome. Thank you guys.
Yeah, and Kathy, I want to thank you for helping people, with insurance and stuff that they go through, as far as being covered and stuff like that.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
that's also an important thing.
It is. It
Very
is. A
much
lot of
is.
people, like I said, they kind of, push it aside. Why I pay my insurance and insurance. But one thing I do want to say is that I'm part of a white Luke Air Force Base wife's page, and we get a lot of insurance questions. Like, I love to educate people, and for military families who've never been to Arizona, we're a very highly regulated state when it comes to insurance. So I'm always the first one, call me, and not even for a quote. I just want to help you. I want to educate you. I want to make sure that you're doing everything right when you move to Arizona. And I'll get them on the phone, and then they have a question about the neighborhood. I got you too. They want to know about, what school's better. I got you too.
I'm gonna need your
Because
phone number.
I'm just,
Yeah, for
I'm
real,
from
right?
here,
Mhm.
where they're not they're not from Arizona or from Phoenix or this area, so they're not familiar with a lot of things. And just being born and raised here,
You were
I'm
born
all
and raised here
proud.
too?
Yeah, all proud. I'm
Me
I got you.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
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 I'm like,
So
try
I
this
got an
taco
in.
place.
Insurance and tacos.
Yeah,
Get
you guys,
it.
You guys seem
Yes.
like you have a really good dynamic with your marriage. Do you guys have any pointers for people that are married that someone's going to the military or getting deployed or something like that? You guys have any advice to help people go?
I think
get through
there's
that rough
three
time?
things that every relationship will come. They'll either hide, blame, or try to cover something up. Never hide anything from your spouse. Never
Right.
hide anything from your spouse. Whether even if it's disappointment, even if it's dissatisfaction, be completely honest. Hiding means drawing back into yourself, and then that turns into resentment, which turns into blame. Blaming people for things that they don't own is completely unfair, and you can't do that.
Right.
The blame turns into then trying to take action, which would cause you to cover things up with inadequate actions. When you see that happening, it's just a recipe, and then it's cyclical, because after you try to cover it up and there's that inadequacy in the relationship, then you got to hide that again. And then
Yeah.
that resentment.
See, guys,
becomes-
there's my coach. See,
you know,
that's what I live with right there.
So you have these
Yeah,
things.
you put the whole scientific notion on it. Like,
Yes,
there's
you
a
did.
system
And the
for it.
Well, yeah.
circumference of this and yes, you did
That's
it.
But that's the reading, that's the studying. But fortunately, it boils down to you have to love the person and be selfless and care about them is more than you care about yourself.
And where can we find you?
Me, so I'm new to the area, just got back from Turkey, and if you look me up on social media networks, it's going to be Coach Nathan Alexander. I'm on Instagram and Facebook now, and the website's coming soon. So anybody interested in life coaching with personal development feel, it's Coach Nathan Alexander.
All right. I just want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank the
Thank you,
Allstate
Jasmine.
Insurance.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're doing
Appreciate
great.
you.
You're
Thank
doing
you.
great.
Thank you, MM Networks.
Hey, tune in next week. We're gonna have some music on here from local artists, and we're gonna do what we can
Promote.
to promote.
We're
all these
promoting
local
next
artists.
week.
Gotta love your music. Gotta love your town too.
Yes.
Okay, and
Sign-
thank you to the military one more time.
Thank you to the
There you go.
military.
Thank you guys so much.
Signing off.
Thank you.
Peace.
The information and opinions you hear on this radio show are those of the host, guests, and callers, and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of KFNX, its affiliates, management, or advertisers.
Miss J. Cole